So during these Nuzlocke videos that I do every week where I just talk about my life, a lot of the time I end up talking about various media that I've watched and be like, yeah, that was all right. Yeah, I watched one of the best movies I've ever seen this past week. Just an absolute masterpiece of a film called Across the Spider-Verse. And holy shit, that was one of the best movies I've ever seen. Like it was just it was incredible. I can't how much do I want to spoil this movie? I feel like we're still in the spoiler embargo, but yeah, everything about Across the Spider-Verse was just excellent. I have no complaints. It was an amazing film. One thing I can say that isn't like plot spoilers is the animation. Just like as soon as the movie starts, I'm like, wow, every frame of this movie is beautiful. It's just it looks so good. There's so much thought and care into every single shot in that movie. And like a brilliant thing that they did. They did it some in the first one, but especially even more so in this one, is having different universes be animated differently and have that carry over to the characters from those universes. Like just all the scenes in Gwen's Earth that is just this beautiful pastel, like shifting as a motion shift as the scene. And oh god, Spider Punk just looks amazing every scene. And also, Spider Punk is the greatest Marvel character who has ever existed. At first, I was worried, like, oh no, they're setting up a love triangle. No, it's fine. They dropped that immediately. And also, this guy is the best character who has ever existed. Hobie Brown is the best. And Miguel's a great character, and Pavi is a great just everything about this movie. Everything was about it was good. The Spot was great. A funny villain that slowly I don't want to say too much, but the Spot was good. And the action scenes, like I talk about like great action scenes a lot when I talk about movies. And this Spider-Man movies in general, I tend to love their action scenes, and this movie might have some of the best Spider-Man action scenes ever. Like I like creative fights. I like fights where there's a lot of moving, a lot of changing through the environment, a lot of characters acting creative, which all the swinging around from multiple Spider-Men, it allows that. The Spot's ability to make portals allows that. Like every fight in this movie is excellent, and also it features a thing that every Spider-Man movie pretty much features it, and every Spider-Man movie should see feature it. The scene where Spider-Man is either holding up something heavy or diving down to save someone from something falling. They do it constantly in Spider-Man movies, and I approve because it's always excellent. It's always the best. Like that part when they're in Mumbattan and there's the big scene where the fucking spoiler embargo. I just I was in awe of every single scene in that movie. It was incredible. I struggle to think of a complaint. There is one thing, and this is kind of spoiling the ending, but where you go in for, wow, this is the longest animated movie ever, and you watch it, and it's amazing. It never feels too long because every scene is so good. But you're in like, I've been in this for like close to 2.5 hours now. Wow, there's still a lot to wrap up. Wow, the way these shots are framed right now, as there's this monologue. Oh shit. Oh god, no. Oh no. This movie's going to end on a cliffhanger with nothing resolved. And then just that panic goes over you. Earlier, a few seconds earlier, when you realized the kilometers thing, there was already panic, and it just doubles when you realize, oh god, I have to wait a year. I have to wait a year. I'm more than willing to wait a year for perfection, but I want more Spider Verse now. It was good. God, just everything about this. Let's see. What's another thing? One thing about this that was good that I haven't seen a lot of people talk about because it's a very minor thing. Ben Riley is the funniest character in the entire damn film. Just this parody of dark age edginess where he's constantly talking like this and monologuing about how sad he is. And also, check out my ripped muscles that are excellently detailed. And also, did I mention that Hobie is the greatest character in all of media? And Miles continues to be excellent. Gwen continues to be excellent. Peter B continues to be excellent. Marvel editorial hates this fucking movie, but I don't care. But because Spider-Man has a happy family, and they hate that. And Miguel's, oh god, I just Across the Spider-Verse is so good that I'm at a loss for words to describe how good it is. That is what I would describe it. Like I'm a creator. I do art stuff sometimes, and I can never make something that good. And that seems defeatist, but I cannot fathom ever being good enough to make something like that. And to be fair, no one is. It had a team of 1,000 over like 5 years. It took it took 4 total years to animate the big chase scene at the end, and yeah, that's what it would take. And also, this gets me thinking of people call it superhero fatigue, where they don't like a lot of modern Marvel movies, and a lot of that is just because a lot of those movies have been hit or miss. But goddamn, this was such a good superhero movie. It's not that it's superhero movies, and it isn't even that it's Marvel, because there have been some good Marvel movies recently. I like Guardians. I like Wakanda Forever. I feel like it's the time. I feel like no matter how good of a writer you have working on the film, if you don't give enough time, it's not going to be good. Like, no matter how good of a special effects team you hire, if you give them, like, you have to reanimate this whole sequence a week before the film comes out, it's going to look shitty. Like, it isn't even the quantity, it is the shortened time span on these movies. Like, if you had all these movies come out, but each of them had 5 years to work on, that would be great. But that's a tough sell to investors. You can't say that at your big stock conference. You need to get the movies out and quick and spend little on them, regardless of the quality. And sure, that's gonna blow up in your face if your films aren't very good. People are eventually going to stop watching them. At least I hope. If every superhero movie had the care into it that Across the Spider-Verse had, no one would complain about superhero fatigue. It's just, anyway, my point is every superhero movie should have as long as Across the Spider-Verse. Well, maybe not, because not all of them, the live action ones probably don't need that much because animation takes. But the point is, give fucking people more time to work on their movies. Hey, instead of fucking screwing over all your writers and mistreating them to the point where they go on strike, hey, maybe you give them time to write proper films and don't threaten to replace them with AI. And also, I'm fonder of AI than most people. I don't think it's apocalyptic or anything. I don't want AI written films because all the writing I've seen from AI has been really bad. And maybe someday it will be decent enough and we can have philosophical conversations now, but that's a red herring because it sure as fuck is not good enough now. Even AI art, which is what I feel is the farthest along, isn't as good as an actual artist. AI voice acting all sounds shit. The only reason people use AI and art stuff is to save on costs. And your fucking Marvel, you're owned by Disney. Your movies make all the money. You don't need AI. You can afford to pay a good writer. And well, the truth is, from what I've read, they aren't actually considering having AI write things. They're considering having humans write them, but have an AI do a first draft that's terrible and has to be thrown out. So because that way it gets around union rules that say if you're the first writer on something, you have to be paid a certain amount. But you're just touching up the AI script, we don't have to pay you for this because the AI wrote it, and you had to throw out everything the AI wrote because it was bad. But legally, we don't have to pay you for your work now. And the fact that you're adding this fucking AI in it instead of trusting the creatives, all it is doing is making it worse. But gots to make money. It's not about art, it's about the money. I don't know. I'm gonna go back to talking about how Across the Spider-Verse was so fucking good. Like, oh, I all of the writing was incredible. It isn't just that it's well animated and the characters are fun. And did I talk about how good the animation and the action is? But it's a genuinely great story with like complex characters and like moral ambiguity and a cool villain and another villain who was cool in a different way. Oh, I would have liked a Ghastly. Ghastly's better than Baneri. Yeah, actually, I can't get again. Still, Haunter's good, but God, like, how can I? I've said I'm gonna go. No, no, it's still too soon to talk about spoilers. Just go watch it. Go watch it. I watched it the last day that I could watch it because I checked the local theater and they stopped showing Spider Verse so they can instead show The Flash, which we'll talk about that in a minute. So I had to go Monday night. I went on a Monday night at 5 p.m. because that was the only time with my work schedule that I would be able to see it before they started showing The Flash instead. And do you know how many people go to Across the Spider Verse at 5 p.m. on a Monday? The answer is me. Just me. I was the only one there. It was an empty theater aside from me. I mean, this was like a week after the film came out. Like, I assume it was much more packed on like opening night. But yeah, there was fucking no one there. And like the thing about The Flash is, I was burnt out on that whole series of DCEU films. I've never been super fond of Ezra Miller's Flash, especially not before Ezra Miller became fucking Ezra Miller. Yeah, this is just a bad battle for me. Like risking losing Pokemon. But might be good. I think it'll probably be a fine movie. Although the Ultimate Flashpoint movie, like the only time the story's ever been done good that I've seen is like the direct to DVD animated one, which is one of the best DVD direct to DVD DC films, like the Flashpoint one that started all of this. But anyway, yeah, it might be good. Flashpoint is a good story. Michael Keaton being back is good. Ezra Miller is a bastard who should never work in Hollywood again, but is a decent actor, so I guess it'll. I don't know. I'm not interested in the film because the person making it, and I say that as if I have any consistency on that and haven't broken that rule in the past for films I was excited about. I don't know. Maybe it'll be good. Who knows? The fact that it's like, whoa, we brought back Michael Keaton. And you know Zod, that boring as shit kind of stupid villain from Man of Steel? Well, he's back too, and presumably just as overacted. Yeah, I'm not thrilled. Whatever. Let's go back to talking about things I like. Did I mention that Across the Spider-Verse is so good? Like, God, it's just so fucking good. I have nothing but praise for that movie. It's so good that I'm running out of ways to say it's good. Another thing I saw this week was I discovered MyHouse.wad, and I didn't play it because I don't play FPS games because I suck at FPS games. I've played FPS games. I've never played Doom. I've played Quake. I don't like FPS games, but I watched the Power Pack video, which was a very good dive into this mod on the mod MyHouse.wad, which is a Doom mod. And go watch the Power Pack video because it's a good way, better than I can explain it. Just this genuinely terrifying horror game mod for the video game Doom, which is just so fucking weird in so many ways. Like, just the Uncanny Valley stuff of, it's playing the normal Doom theme. Wait a minute, this is edited slightly. And the house changing slightly when you're not watching it. And, like, that little bit where you're going through the dark hallway and you come across a bunch of doors and you have to open them one by one. And then, as you leave, you hear them closing one by one. And you turn back, and one opens, and then nothing happens. Like, yeah, MyHouse.wad is honestly really, really good. And the thing is, I'm writing a video essay right now to come out in July, and one of the things that I'm talking about in the video essay, it's about a bunch of pieces of art that I think are linked thematically. I'm talking about that, a couple short stories, the poem Ozymandias, yeah. One of the things I'm talking about that is the most mysterious song on the internet. And, like, going through this fucking horror thing and genuinely getting a nerve because you're watching this pitch black in midnight. I've had 5 hours of sleep the previous day, had a long day of work, just watching this horror game, and then fucking Like the Wind, like the most mysterious song on the internet, starts playing, and that's on your head because you've been writing about it. And that just throws you from a loop. Like, that fucking song, that one I've been thinking about a lot, that's in this? Wow, this song is actually really good for an action scene of taking back the fucking gas station at the end. Hold on one sec. I temporarily muted my mic because I had to blow my nose and didn't want the gross sound on video. But yeah, those were two very good pieces of art that I've experienced recently. And God, I wish I could make art as good as either of those things. Especially as good as Across the Spider-Verse. Like, I make as best as I can, and I hope that someday I'll be able to make better. And oh right, I forgot how good this place is for grinding, because you get healed. Cheryl does half the work. It's great. It's great. Kari is actually strong enough to take on Gardenia's Pokemon, although I am going to switch out for Staravia, which is what I should have done from the start, because that is what I'm going to be mostly using in the grass gym. I guess I can pull up my comments. What have I named so far? So far, the names I have gone with was one on my Dinosaur Island, which was the guy I asked, hey, can I use this kazoo cover of the Jurassic Park theme for a bit in that video? And they finally watched it and are like, wow, this is good. I'm glad you used it. And the other one is on that video essay on police brutality, which I got done last week. And they have 3 questions. Could these crimes happen to any race of people? What about the more violent Black Lives Matter movements besides the ones here? Also, the criminal record of George Floyd. And those questions in order are a lot of the crimes I mentioned in the video did happen to white people. They just disproportionately happened to people of color. Number 2, I don't give a shit about that second point. I explicitly talked about it in the video, how that statement is a non sequitur. Number 3, I didn't mention that in the video, that point in the video, because it's doubly a non sequitur, and also kind of pisses me off that you're even asking that. Like, as if, see, yes, there was a public lynching of a man for the color of his skin, but you see, the men who murdered him didn't know this, but he did have a criminal record, which is why it was good he was murdered without trial. Like, what the fuck are you even talking about, dude? Like, yeah, no, I'm not. I don't fuck with that comment. But whatever, go watch a video about police brutality. It's a video where I get so mad that I blow my mic out. I do a few times in that video, which is honestly mostly because I've got a bad mic and I could upgrade, but A, I'm cheap, and B, it really works for the effect that I am just so fucking furious that my mic can't capture it. Yeah. What do we got coming out? What is in the... We have another D&D story, which is continuing the good, the bad, and the culty, because that one had to be split in half because it was so long. And then we have another realistic video, Realistic Dragon Ball Z. That one will be funny and probably get more videos than any of the video essays or D&D stories that I put so much work into. But that's fine. That's a part of my YouTube career that I am used to at this point. And then another D&D story. I'm trying to do every other week or every 3 weeks, something like that, depending on schedule. One called You Fucked Us, which will be demonetized. But the thing is, I don't get enough views to make any money at all, which means I can say whatever the fuck, cunt, goddamn, bitch, fuck, cunt, bitch, shit, fuck, ass, shit I want. And YouTube can't demonetize me because you're not paying me at all. And I'm gonna get Egomaniac up to 22 for Gardenia while I've got the free healing. And then, hold on, let me look close. What do I have after that? Short story, and then, God, the video essay that I need to get written. And then it's July. Yeah, what else is going on in my life? I'm writing my book, and it's going slow, and I'm probably not going to make the summer. I keep pushing that due date back because it's a long book. I just want to get it done. Like, I've decided I'm not going to think about the next step, what I want to do next in my career, until I have this book done and I've started sending it out to agents. Like, I'm going to stick where I am, do what I'm currently doing until I have this book done, and then I will see where my life is then. Is this decision I've made. I'm allowing to be myself to be comfortable as long as I'm writing this book. And I just need to get it done. I've been working on it consistently for 2 years. I've never worked on a project for that long. I've never worked. Hey, maybe my work would be good if I put in as much time as the Spider-Verse people and also was 1,000 people. But God, 5 years for one project sounds. I can't even fathom that. I need cut to get through there. And this is the same route, so I can't catch anything new. And I will fight these fishermen next time. I am going to have to end this here because it is late. And also, what was I going to say? Actually, do you know the reason this is coming out on Friday instead of Thursday, which is when these videos are supposed to come out? So, like, I work at a newspaper, and part of my job, it's not a fun part of my job, but whatever, I'll do it because whatever is every Wednesday morning I have to, after we get our paper from the printers, I have to be the one who goes around and takes them to all the to all the post office so they get delivered to people. I show up 7 a.m. Wednesday morning, feeling tired, and then I go in, and there's no fucking papers. Where are the papers? Hey, I need my newspapers so I can deliver. I call around. Takes like an hour for anyone at corporate to get back to me. Oh, by the way, our printer's broke, and your papers won't be in tomorrow, and we didn't tell you. And then, rest of that day is going to be call after call from person like, hey, I didn't get my paper. I know. And then the next morning on Thursday, I go in early to deliver all the papers, and I was just so tired that day that because I also had to work a bunch that night, I was too tired to do this. I don't know why I'm complaining. My job isn't that hard. It's just annoying sometimes when things like that happen. Anyway, I guess this video is going to end unless this man with the 6 Magikarp can kill me. Ooh. So, like, is he catching them so he can eat them? So, like, people can feast on them? Or is he genuinely trying to train this team, but he can't switch train them properly because they're all Magikarp and they all die? Like, what's this guy's deal? I don't know. Honestly, I should just finish off this whole bridge while I'm here. And it would have been smart to come back here. That was a sound. It would have been smart to come back here once I had my Pokemon better trained up, or when I had Pokemon who needed experience. But let's just fight them. Oh, I'm a feisty trainer. I'm gonna kick your ass. Oh, you have one Goldeen. You're more pathetic than the Magikarp guy. Does anyone like Goldeen? That is such a filler Pokemon. It's just bad at everything. Like, the one interesting thing is that got Waterfall via level up, and also almost killed Egomaniac. I apologize for insulting you, Goldeen, and now I will peck you to death because you are a worthy foe. And I am going to use my chop to take out this last fisherman, and then I will end this video, and it will be over. Yeah. Okay. To sit back and fish casually, it's a grown-up's hobby. No, a grown-up's hobby is playing Dungeons and Dragons and then making storytime videos for your Dungeons and Dragons campaigns. This video's over.